What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we're going to be talking about none other than the state of this format. Well, Bt-08 as a whole. I think Bt-08, even going into EX2, is going to be pretty much the go-to format when people want to talk about the best format in the game ever printed, and it's going to be this format. So let's dive in and ask the major questions. Is this the format that you're going to be living up to? So a few days ago, I asked if this was the most refreshing format for like going into EX2 without having delays, which there is a delay for Oceanic, which we find out, which will probably be announced later this week. But a lot of people are saying it's one of the best formats they had in a while. So my locals have only gotten together once, but it was nice. X Antibody won the tournament. Then event post set 8 I went to was pretty bonkers with all the yellow players and armor and Imperial Digimon variants, which is really good. I kind of hoping for a small delay. I want more time with Bt-08, and so does my wallet. My locals is full of people going to regionals so all the time, so it's mostly mass days with Imperial Digimon and a couple Three Musketeers because the heavy removal is a decent counter. We'll skip that. That's just basically talking about there should be a delay. So I work at a local LGS, and we do our Digi-Locals on Sundays and Wednesdays. Usually we get a nice mix of decks, some meta, some casual, some rogue. But last night, all but one player was playing either X Antibody, Mass Stay Joggerus, or Armor Purge. I like seeing that my locals was like all tier 1 locals, giving some players a chance to test for the PPG regionals, what's coming up. But EX2 throws a wrench in the pool because it goes legal the day before the event, so not giving them enough practice or time to really get the cards if they plan to play anything out of it. So all in all, though, this format to me, it's a breath of fresh air because I saw the pure misery in people's faces about coming to play blue hybrid mirrors all night. That is true. The blue hybrid mirror was so toxic. It was not fun. It's either you stun, it just ended up being like that. For regionals, everyone was playing Imperial Digimon, but now it's a much different meta here. I love it. EX2 is not going to change the meta a lot, but adds new decks. Not like EX1 so far, loving Bt-08. Really good on that. I've been waiting a long time for Bt-08 Black War Greymon, only getting a little more than a month to fully play test it before having to adapt to 3 new meta strats, Gallantmon, Beelzemon, and D-Reaper. It is BS, especially because it was delayed for a whole another month, and then it should have been. I do not want Tamer fans to have their stuff delayed, but at the same time, we're literally just finally freaking got Bt-08, which is true. Just having a month difference between Bt-08 and EX Collection is really tough on a lot of players. I mean, if you're going to... I get that they want to keep pace and keep things... momentums going, but I feel like having at least EX to be a little bit later, maybe a couple weeks afterwards, I feel like having it right on one regional is tough enough because now that's not enough testing for a lot of players, and a brand new deck is really going to cause a lot of issues. Are these sets coming out so fast? We're going to skip that. We already know this. Black War Greymon, X Antibody, Yellow Hybrid's been doing consistent at my locals. Armor Rush got OW last weekend. We'll see what happens tonight. I'm glad to see different decks make top cut. So far, my locals have been mostly Yellow Hybrid Mass Days with Imperial Digimon slowly fading out and a couple X Antibodies out and about. Locals are dominated by few players. EX2 format will be more of the same, plus the beginning of the OTK format. I'm coming in hot with Security Control Set 9. You in the chat. So, yeah, it's going to be really interesting. A lot of people are nervous that with the transition into Bt-09, which is just OTK format, which I get that we all kind of like, certain decks are favorited like that, but having OTK be your main theme the whole Bt-09 format, I don't know how that's going to survive. I feel like they need to put some limitations or restrictions just so that we have some balancing issues. Probably not. So EX2 in 2 weeks, yeah, if there's no zero. I'm hoping Bt-08 so far. I'm enjoying Bt-08 so far. Blue-green Joggerus is rogue to play against sometimes. No complaints for the rest so far. I've only been playing Mass Day and Rapid. Next week I'll probably play blue hybrid. Ew. But D-Reaper, sickening. But all in all, it looks like positive reviews on Bt-08. There's not like hate like the other formats I've had, but it's like consistently showing up being like players love Bt-08 and it's showing. But a lot of people are very skeptical on coming into, you know, Bt-9 and Bt, you know, 10 and stuff like that. It's just, it's going to be a really different King of the Pink. There are 6 different decks performing to various extents well. That alone already makes it far better than Bt-7 format, which is true. In a lot of other formats, we haven't had this much variety. Yes, we do have yellow hybrid dominance, but there's also max variety now that a lot of decks we didn't have before. This is very much a multi-deck format that has multiple breakage. It depends on the pilot. You don't always think that yellow hybrid's going to win it all because it's been proven that it hasn't taken the W yet. It takes up a high percentage, but it doesn't take the W, which is similar to what Lord Nightmon was doing. And occasionally it would get a W on the winning the all spectrum, but then next tournament it wasn't winning it. So it's like it'll make top 8 consistently, but I don't think it's going to consistently reach the heights that everybody's wanting. I freaking love this set. The next 2 starter decks gave me 2 bases to work off of, and both are so damn fun. Plus, the X antibody stuff is so damn cool. Very much true. This format has been the bomb. My friends and I are keeping the Edison/GOAT style format of Bt-08 in case we ever want to come back. Which, if they ever do like a similar GOAT format, I think Bt-08 would be the format that everybody's just going to be like, that's where we want to start. Play this where all this stuff is so much fun. Imperial Dramon, Black War Greymon, Yellow Hybrid, Maste, Shiva, Meme, X Antibody, Shikuya, Metal Guru, Shikuya Rapid, Beelza Star, Ancient Greymon OTK, Bonds, Hybrids. There are so many fun, interesting decks going on right now. Sure, some matches are unwinnable for certain decks, which is true. But some decks, even the ace pilots that have been shown in these events, it's really coming down to the pilots knowing the matchups and how to win against the matchups. It's not an all clear answer where it was just play blue hybrid and game. That kind of thing has been kind of thrown out the window here. There are so many fun decks and interesting decks going on right now. Sure, yeah, we already talked, but most decks feel like they have a win con against most other decks, having as many unlosable matchups as they are unwinnables. Very true. Aside from yellow and blue hybrid that will never disappear, I like the changes. I see a lot more variety now than I have in a while. Can't wait for EX2 because I see a few more decks with winning potential. I don't know about your locals, but I have not seen a single blue hybrid deck since the start of Bt-08. Facts. I am not even joking. I haven't seen a blue hybrid in our form locals in ages. I like Bt-08. Armor feels great. Dual colors are a mainstay that hopefully should have been in earlier, which is true. We should have had multicolors earlier. And things like Black War Greymon and others were a happy surprise that I'm glad to see competitively. I think Bt-9 sadly has a bit too much power creep right now after Bt-08, so its influence, at least in Japan, was a little overshadowed quickly, but I generally love Bt-08 for its mechanics, cards, and the artwork too. I think Bt-9 sadly has too much power creep right after 8, yep. Don't forget having the EX2 meta in between, though. Gallantmon, Beelzemon, D-Reaper will all shake up the meta landscape a bit. Even Terriermon, Shikuyamon, and Justimon will probably see some success here and there. Not to mention that Leomon engine bolsters blue hybrid back into a spotlight potential. I mean, it can definitely do blue hybrid, blue bonds, blue something. Leomon's engine is just so strong. It's just bolsters everything else around it. EX2D Reaper and Rika Shikuyamon will shake up the meta. Based on the Japan meta, though, the other decks won't really go crazy after the initial launch, but minus so weird deck combos of all EX2 decks pretty much drop off in Bt-9. I guess D-Reaper saw some play, but like things like Alphamon just outsped and out OTKs it. That is like the big thing. Yes, Bt-9 is kind of like the fear that everybody has. Very much enjoying Black War Greymon and MyAvatar. I'll be playing Tyrannomon this weekend while yellow hybrids are still going to be cancer for this game. At least the new decks are actually fun to play. I'm kind of forgetting what fun was during BT7. We all did. It really did pull a taxing weight on us all. I definitely feel that in BT7, I took a break from competitively after Fest. Yellow Hybrid won't stop being cancer until BT10, but the variety of gameplay definitely improves tons over. It's been my favorite set to play so far as someone who started in BT4, which is good. Yeah, hybrids are still annoying, but there's a lot more variety in what I face, and I love how decks like Black War Greymon, Imperial Dramon, and Mastodon play with color mixing, which I do agree on. I think BT8 is much better than BT7. It looks like BT9 is going to be significantly less fun than BT8 too. We have OTK combo decks, Imperial Dramon, Red Hybrid, X Antibody, Rush aggro decks, Vmon, Armor Rush, Huckmon, DNA Rush, control decks, Yellow Hybrid, Beelzestar Control, and Sylphie Shiokomon Control, control combo decks, Mass Day, mid-range decks, Black War Greymon, and Blue Hybrid. The only issue I see with this meta game right now is that green is quite severely underrepresented. The color just needs fair cards as things stand. There's either one great OTK deck or there's no green at all, which is a problem with green as well. Green, just after the Argomon hit, they got really punished and they haven't gotten anything crazily strong since, which I think is just a ticking time bomb because they're just nervous that green could dominate again, which I don't get. Let green have something. You let every other card have everything under the sun. Let it have it. Yeah, not looking forward to BT9 at all, personally. Going to build Gallantmon because I love Gallantmon line, but won't play much probably during that format. Nothing I've seen in BT9 format really seems enticing to me. The only thing I like about BT9 format is that the decks I choose to invest in, Yellow Hybrid is tier 1 there. There's still not a sign of healthy meta, though. OTK decks kill every single mid-range strategy. Yellow Hybrids overcompensate for that by going all in on security removal, which then kills all non-OTK decks. Honestly, an objectively an unhealthy meta. Definitely, I do agree with that. Just BT9 is going to definitely hurt us. I don't think it's the meta beating it out. It's just fundamentally weaker color now. When it came out, it was the best at accelerating its board state thanks to HPD and Argomon. Without those at 4, the color just flounders now, especially since other colors have become just as good as, if not better, than at accelerating their level 5s and 6 out. Honestly, I feel like Argomon could unrestrict without any issues and help combat green's current weakness. My area just didn't get it due to supply issues from friends of mine. The place's variety seems somewhat solid. You have some more offbeat decks still placing, variety of techs allowing establishing archetypes to play in different ways. It's solid time. I love to play it myself, but I'll probably be nabbing EX2 and BT8 at the same time. BT8 has been great so far, but then again, I didn't hate BT7, so BT8 has been awesome so far. It's the most accessible deck has been in a long time. With Imperial Dramon and Mastodon being easy to build from starters, there's a lot of deck variety too. You can make the meta deck work differently depending on how you build it. There's a lot of opportunity to go off meta to fight those decks too. Oppressively decks like Yellow, Blue Hybrid still exist, but each set brings more tools to combat them. Probably the best meta yet, in my opinion. So many variety decks topping. All I see is Yellow Hybrid, Rapidmon, Imperial Dramon, and Mastodon at my locals. Occasional rogue decks, but damn, am I hella tired of Imperial Dramon and Yellow Hybrid already. It is the new set. Give it a bit of time. People will try out things, especially when EX2 comes out. I know for sure EX2 will change up a bit because Beelzemon and Crimson mode. I know eventually Yellow Hybrid and Mass Day will fade out because both decks make the game run too long. Imperial I don't even know because it's such a nasty deck that OTKs if it's done right. I'm not quitting. I'm just actually taking a break. I think you're forgetting D-Reaper. Gallantmon won't be at full power until BT9, and Beelzemon don't do that much in JP. Wasn't really seeing as much anymore after the first week or two after the set drop. BT9 will shake up the meta a lot, though guaranteed. I'm trying to forget D-Reaper exists, but I'm betting on people being nostalgic about Beelzemon Crimson mode. At least D-Reaper, you can pull Yellow Hybrid on a clock. Puts everyone on a clock. Man, I'm sure hope people get tired of playing Yellow Hybrid, but since it seems like it's the meta relevance for a while, it'll be played occasionally, at least at my locals. It's still relevant in BT10. It went through one restriction, one card got banned. It's still strong as heck. I mean, it's different because the different decks being played. I think it's better meta than some before, but yellow blue will always be dominated. We've already saw this. This is my favorite set so far. Much better than BT7, no doubt. A couple tourneys. My current restriction target is Rapidmon. It feels like it didn't intend for an already dominant archetype to get a board wipe at level 4, but here we are. I have seen many draws from mirror matches, so I suppose there's the only risk of playing this deck. The more I see this archetype, the less I feel like I'm watching a game of Digimon. Playing against it brings checkers to a chess match. Black Wargreymmon's fun and cool. Rapid laughs at this deck. DNA Imperial Dramon is nasty, but again, is absolutely hosed by Rapid. Mass Day is too expensive, but yeah, it's fun. X Antibody is a strong stacking builder, but it loses the moment anyone in the room breathes the word Megadeth. Yeah, well, luckily within the next format, Rapidmon goes out because it's just too slow for what the format is coming. Jet should have gotten the hammer, in my opinion. Healing, climbing extremely fast to level 5 is the real problem of the deck. That's the core that lets the deck exploit every new toy yellow, and not only yellow gets each set. Yes, I agree with this. When yellow decides to have a level 6 in play, they just do it. It's way too easy to fill up from raising or tamer. God damn, just let us punish go wide tamers. It's better than green at this point. It's the most fun I've had since 1.5. This set is what people call the best format. I think it's an excellent format, even with yellow-blue hybrid. Bt-08 EX2 has been my biggest excitement since picking up the game. I haven't played the game for that long. I came in shortly BT6, but this expansion has a lot of fun ideas. I'm brewing at heart, and I'm also play EDH and Magic, and I love when I get new toys that add a bit of oomph. Definitely agree on that. It's a fun format. I thought BT7 was actually underrated. It's just a problem that wasn't enough tamer interaction, and the best decks was somewhat cut, dry, blue hybrid, but BT8 has more variety. BT8 is amazing from the lots, to be honest. Diverse meta, very cool Digimon themes and mechanics, a wide spread of tier 1.5 and 2s that are a lot of fun to play. Very much true. We have so much variety. I'm loving it, testing a lot of new decks. Every one of them can hold its own. I'm really afraid of BT9, which is around the corner. The game just turns into a big stack OTK, UFest, and I'm preparing my Beelzebub Star Lady to counter the meta. Attending my first local this past Saturday, and only 3 of the 9 players were playing heavy BT8 decks, Mass Day Musketeers, Chimeramon, Digisorption, with BT8 support. It feels like a fun set that brought a lot of tools. I was worried when they made the Icemon ban because I ran a set in my Cherubi deck, but then the new yellow Cherubi deck came out, and now it never worked better. So all in all, I think positively we can say BT8 a double win here. So there's just a lot of positivity coming from this, and I'm glad that BT8 is the meta that everybody's going to go back to and say, you know what? This was the meta that I will remember the most. So guys, remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next video. Peace!